cost to be able to grow hundreds of your own for 3 easy payments of $11.99 is awesome. This is the 2-piece knockout roses. You're going to get them in your choice of the orange or that easy beasy yellow, which is one of the new varieties of the knockout rose. You know, knockout rose has been around for 25 years.
Yeah.
And it really, a lot of horticulturists say, saved the home gardening rose industry because it made roses really easy to grow for the very first time.
All my roses in my backyard are knockout roses.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I love them. I don't take care of them at all.
Yeah. Did you say people come over and they cannot believe your roses, but you don't do anything to them?
And people always say to me, do you deadhead them? Do you do this? Absolutely nothing. Like every like 4 or 5 years, I might have to trim them back.
They make you look really good.
Yeah, they do. So listen, today we have them for you at $11.99. You're gonna get 2. Right, like you're gonna get
2 orange or 2 yellow.
2 orange or 2 yellow. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful.
They're awesome. And they're gonna come to you in a Bareroot. We're gonna explain why that is really the preferred way for gardeners to get their roses home. And Alan Petroff is here. So good to see you from Cottage Farms. It's nice to have you with us. Welcome to Garden Buds.
Thank you, I'm happy to be here.
Okay, well, you and I were talking backstage, and I was telling Alan how I just got some Cottage Farm roses not that long ago, and already they came Bareroot. Already, the way it's growing is amazing.
It is, isn't it? It's like instant plant. It's like instant mashed potatoes. Just add soil and water, and they grow, but you get flowers.
So tell me about let's talk about the varieties first. You get 2 yellow or 2 orange. Why a knockout rose? Well,
knockout roses are so easy. They're really a game changer for growing roses. Previously, before these were released, and by the way, this is the 25th anniversary of knockout roses. So they're easy to grow. They're cold hardy in most parts of the country. They're drought resistant. They can take the heat. They bloom a long time, so they bloom from late spring through the summer into the fall, and they're easy to take care of. You don't need to prune them much, you don't need to fertilize them much, they just hold their own in the garden.
Well, and you have grown plants, I know, as doing this incredible career that you've had in horticulture. You've grown plants from all around the world, but for you, when it comes to roses, you come back to the knockout rose.
I do, just because they're so easy. I've got 2 in my garden, and they're so low maintenance. I just fertilize them in the spring a little bit, and they do their thing. They're beautiful all summer long, so I love them.
Okay, how big are they going to get, and then what do we need to know to really set ourselves up for success?
Okay, so they're going to get about 4 feet tall, by about 3 feet wide, and they'll stay that shape. They'll be a nice shape. They'll be nicely pruned on their own, so you don't have to worry about pruning them. And plant them in full sun. They enjoy 6 hours of sun a day, and they'll be happy. They'll just grow for years in your garden.
So Alberti has his in the ground. I know you have yours in the ground. I see here we have them in containers, though, and they aren't quite 4 feet by 4 feet. Can I successfully plant them in a container?
Yes, if you use a large enough container, they'll be happy in the container. So what I often do is, if I start with a small plant, I grow in a container for the first year, and then in the fall or the second year, I plant it out. So I have a larger plant to put in the landscape.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so it's like 2 uses.
Nice. Okay, can you explain the Bareroot? Because to a new gardener, they'll say, what's this stick you sent me?
Yeah, exactly.
But this is actually an actively growing plant in its dormant stage. Can you explain why? And I know Katie from Cottage Farms, she could, and you're the same way, I suppose, could plant any rose you want. She says she only gets Bareroot.
They're super easy to plant. So actually, this is a live plant. So this was field grown out in the field, and then was harvested, and then it was put in the cooler when winter came, and it's been just waiting to be planted. So it will arrive like this, and before you plant it, you should hydrate it. So put it in a bucket of water at least overnight so that it gets good hydration, and then it's ready to go in the ground. But it grows really quickly. I actually planted a Bareroot rose about 5 weeks ago from Cottage Farms, and already it's about 8 inches of new growth, and it has 4 flower buds. So within 2 months, you could have a blooming plant if the conditions are ideal from a Bareroot plant.
And so how long will it take to get from that to what we have here on our set?
I would say this would be about that size, a little thinner in branches by the end of the summer, and then next year it would get to its 4 feet.
Now there's the Easy Beasy, and I understand that's one of our newer knockout roses.
Yes, that's one of the new knockout family members. So it's a beautiful yellow, and it opens a dark yellow and it fades to a lighter yellow, so you have this multi-tonal effect going on where you have dark yellows and light yellows on the same plant. And it's called Beasy because bees like it so much. It's easy for them to access the flowers. You can see that by the picture there, the flowers are kind of flat, so the bees have easy access to the nectar and the pollen, so they really do the work. And it's a fragrant rose. It's always so nice when you find a rose that is fragrant.
And especially for knockout roses, to have a knockout rose that's fragrant, that's a little rarer, isn't it?
That's rare. I mean, some are really mild, but this is a really strong one. So
Yeah.
this is
Well,
this
when
is one of
Bridget
my
came out, he
favorites.
said how nice it smelled, and I was like, oh, I didn't know knockout roses, they don't usually have such a fragrance, but it's easy peasy, I guess we're
Easy
experiencing.
peasy, yeah.
And then we also have the orange. Now, I'm actually growing Cottage Farms orange roses right now. I just think they're so
Oh,
cool.
you are? They're beautiful. Well, they've got also like kind of this ombre like effect almost to them.
Yeah.
Right, and it's a beautiful orange glow. It's a luminous orange, and it has hints of yellow and pink, and it fades to a lighter pink. It has a lot of petals. It can have up to 42 petals, so it's a really full-looking plant.
Wow.
And again, it has all the qualities of a knockout rose. So it blooms forever. It's low maintenance. It'll just be beautiful in your garden.
When you say it blooms forever, this first year, obviously, we're going to plant a Bareroot. We're going to get some flowers this year. Next year, though, and the year after, what's my bloom time? Like, when would I expect it to start blooming, and how long will it bloom?
It will start blooming in
Excuse me.
late spring, and it will continue to bloom up until the first hard frost.
Oh my gosh, that's
So
months of blooming.
it's months. It'll actually bloom in waves, so it'll have a big wave of blooms and then take a little bit of a break, and then new flower buds will be forming and bloom again. So it'll come in waves and continue up until the frost.
So remember, you're going to get 2 of whichever color choice you pick today. So 2 of the orange, 2 of the Easy Beasy, which is the yellow that you're seeing there, for $11.99 on Easy Pay.
Wild.
It is a great
For years of beautiful flowers, and smaller here in our containers, but in the ground get 4 feet by 4 feet. Also, if we could, Mike, if you don't mind, I just got this home. It is the Cottage Farm Rose, the NPK rose food. I popped up for a second, but I actually just ordered this and just got it home about a week or so ago. That's 50 pieces. That will last you most likely one pod. Oh, there it is. 1 pod in a gallon of water. That'll last you multiple seasons, depending on how many roses you have.
It will, unless you have a lot of roses. So there's 50 packets, as you said. So that's a lot of fertilizer.
Yeah, and I just figure if you're going to go through the trouble of growing roses, you might as well get them to bloom like this.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so
Well-
get that food.
Alan, tell us a little bit about the Cottage Farms warranty.
So each plant that Cottage Farm sells is guaranteed. Annuals are guaranteed for 90 days. Perennials like these roses are guaranteed for an entire year. So if you're not happy with your purchase, just contact Cottage Farms and they'll help you out. We want you to be happy and we want gardening to be easy.
Well, Alan, it is such a pleasure to have you on Garden
Thanks
Buds.
for
Thank
being
you
here.
so
Thank
much.
you, guys.
We appreciate you
Thank
bringing
you.
all of your expert knowledge to
Thank
us.
you.
All right, and 135-509 is your